You know what's strange? We study rich people endlessly. Every bookstore has a shelf dedicated to millionaire habits. We dissect billionaires like they're lab specimens. But there's this other group of people hiding in plain sight who might be even more interesting. People with zero debt. Not trust fund kids, not tech founders, just regular people who somehow manage to owe nothing to nobody. Your neighbour who drives a paid-off Honda while earning six figures. Your co-worker who brings lunch every single day but just got back from 3 weeks in Portugal. The friend who makes less than you but somehow sleeps better than everyone you know. And here's what nobody tells you. Debt-free people don't just manage money differently. They think differently. Their brains literally process decisions through a completely different filter than the rest of us. And it all starts with one mental shift that most people never make. Picture this. It's a Tuesday night. You're scrolling your phone, an ad pops up, new couch, beautiful, modern. Your current one has that weird stain from 2019 that you've been covering with a pillow. The price? $2,400. You don't have $2,400, but the store offers 0% financing for 18 months. That's like $133 a month. You can do that. Now here's what happens in a debt-free person's brain at that exact same moment. They see the couch, they like the couch, but the first thought isn't, can I afford the monthly payment? The first thought is, do I have $2,400 right now? They don't, so the couch doesn't exist. It's not willpower, it's not discipline. The couch literally vanishes from their reality because their brain refuses to process things they can't pay for today. Psychologists call this concrete thinking versus abstract thinking. Most people think about money abstractly. Monthly payments, credit limits, future income. Debt-free people think concretely. Cash in hand, money in account, that's it. A study from the Journal of Consumer Research found that people who think about purchases in total cost rather than monthly installments spend 36% less over their lifetime. Not because they earn more, because they see more. They see the real price, not the comfortable illusion. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Debt-free people have a completely different relationship with discomfort. The rest of us treat discomfort like a problem to solve immediately. Broken phone screen, new phone on credit, car making a weird noise, time to upgrade. Apartment feels small, bigger place, bigger rent. Debt-free people sit with discomfort like it's an old friend. Research from the University of Cambridge found that individuals with no consumer debt score significantly higher on what psychologists call distress tolerance. They can feel the wanting and not act on it. They can drive the car with 150,000 miles on it. They can live in the smaller apartment, not because they enjoy suffering, because they learn something most people never figure out. The discomfort of wanting is temporary. The discomfort of owing is permanent. And this didn't come from nowhere. Talk to anyone who's debt-free by choice and you'll hear some version of the same story. They watched someone they loved drown in debt. A parent fighting with a spouse over credit card bills. A family member losing a house, a phone that rang every dinner time with collectors on the other end. That memory carved a groove in their brain that no amount of advertising can fill. Here's something that surprises people. Debt-free people aren't cheap. A Ramsey Solutions study found they're actually more generous than average, higher charitable giving, more likely to pick up the check, more likely to help a friend financially. But they give from a position of strength, not obligation. They help because they can, not because a minimum payment allows them to pretend they can. And this connects to something deeper. Debt-free people don't just think differently about money. They think differently about time. When you have debt, your future self is already spoken for. Next month's paycheck is already spent. You're essentially working for your past decisions. Debt-free people experience something researchers call temporal autonomy. Their future is genuinely open. Every paycheck arrives with no prior claims on it, and that changes everything about how you wake up in the morning. Let's talk about the social cost, because this is where it gets uncomfortable. Debt-free people are often seen as weird, difficult, boring. Their friends stop inviting them to dinners they won't split evenly. Their family thinks they're stingy. Their co-workers assume they're broke because they don't signal wealth the way everyone else does. A Federal Reserve survey found that 77% of Americans carry some form of debt, which means debt-free people are a genuine minority. And like any minority, they learn to navigate a world that wasn't built for them. Every car dealership assumes you'll finance. Every furniture store leads with monthly payments. Every real estate agent talks about what you qualify for instead of what you can afford. The entire economy is designed around borrowing. Opting out of that system isn't just a financial decision, it's a social one. But here's the thing they know that the rest of us don't. The freedom on the other side is almost impossible to describe to someone who hasn't felt it. Imagine your phone ringing and knowing with absolute certainty it's not a creditor. Imagine losing your job and feeling scared but not panicked because you owe nothing to anyone. Imagine looking at your bank account and knowing every dollar in there is actually yours. Now here's the paradox that makes debt-free people so fascinating. They're not anti-spending, they're anti-obligation. They'll drop serious money on things they value. A debt-free person will pay cash for a vacation that would make your jaw drop. But they won't finance a TV. They'll buy quality tools that last 30 years. But they won't lease a car to impress a neighbour they don't like. A Federal Reserve survey found that 77% of the distinction isn't about how much they spend. It's about the strings attached. Cash has no strings. Credit is nothing but strings. One last thing. Debt-free people almost never talk about being debt-free. There's no community, no bumper sticker, no hashtag movement. And that's by design. Because the moment you announce it, people either resent you or they want something from you. So they stay quiet. They drive their paid-off cars and live in their modest homes and take their cash-funded trips and say absolutely nothing. And maybe that's the most telling psychological trait of all. In a world where everyone performs their lifestyle for an audience, debt-free people figured out that the best financial flex is the one nobody sees. Remember that Tuesday night with the couch ad? The debt-free person closed the app, sat on their stained couch, and felt nothing. No deprivation, no sacrifice, just a quiet awareness that they don't owe anyone anything. And that feeling, that specific feeling, is worth more than any couch ever made. Your relationship with debt isn't random. It's a response to everything you've seen, everything you've felt, everything you watched the people around you go through. And if you want to think like a debt-free person, the shift isn't about budgeting harder or earning more. It's about rewiring which question your brain asks first. Not can I afford the payment, but do I have the money? That one question, asked consistently, changes everything.